what effect do you think you're going to have? All you're going to do is get a picture in the fucking paper and be fucking dragged away. Only I'm going to fucking, you know, if the police aren't here by then, I'm going to arrest you under citizen's arrest.
Okay, don't touch me.
I'm going to arrest you under citizen's arrest. But it'll be under common law.
That's fine.
We aren't going to fucking, you know, I don't like people in that fucking multi-billion-dollar fucking court industry and all the fucking lawyers and everything else. You know, I want some fucking results. The thing is, well, I've been a fucking social fucking activist all my life. My father before me, my grandfathers before me, for free, you know. And the thing is, they stood up against, you know, the police forces and the company.
Work, right? No, because I don't want to maintain
collect welfare.
I
don't think anybody here is a good advocate for human rights, considering we could all get fucking put in especially the one who spoke about it.
Within common sense and common decency, and you know, shouting it from the rooftop when you got your head together and got something to say.
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to do.
Okay, so what have you got to say? You've got ears that fucking listen very good and can hear, right?
Got more to show.
Okay. So tell me what you got to say. What is it?
I'll show you in a minute.
Oh.
Just like the
So the thing is, you want to go ahead on it, eh? Okay, you're, you know, stiff-necked, you know, causing all things, diffusing the fucking deal that's got out here now with the people that were making relevant statements about the yoke of oppression of banks and making the bloody rules, right? And all you're going to do, if you read the paper today, you know, there's, in the letter to the editors applauding the police action for the riot squad down at the beach.
That has nothing to do with this, though.
No,
He says there was a riot there.
it's all one.
Yeah, well,
It's all one fucking world, right?
I'm not too bad.
Oh, yeah.
just make sense and fucking say, you know? I have no what to do. I've got no what to do, right? It's like, I'm here really completely and I want to be real. This is fucking it. I want to be true with what I'm doing. It's not just a fun trip of one day.
Fucking get naked too. Get real. Fuck. Go for it. What are you saying? I don't know.
I've got no problem being naked. You know, like that's no problem. But the thing is that I don't need that to you know, I don't know about being naked. The only thing is that we have to do something as a community. Okay, and every happening that I can see, I'll go there and I'll try to fucking do my best to bring it together. What are we doing here to make it better? You know, being naked, playing music, sure, it's fun. All right, let's do it. Right, it's summertime.
It's not gonna look bad on anybody. And it's gonna be media attention. People are gonna see it. That's that.
Anybody got a pen?
It just puts it in the public eye, and it doesn't look bad to anybody. Himself. Yeah, but how do you? Like, other people can judge it, but they can judge you next, right? No matter who's up there talking or dancing or singing, he's always a faceless man. Not only are they faceless, they're mindless. He takes a shot and goes there out.
I mean, I see a fucking mindless fucking bunch right fucking here.
Well, I take that as a personal insult.
You know, that's not very nice.
I don't see what call you have to come down here and insult us because we're taking our own stand. You take a stand, we'll take a stand.
Society is fucking insane.
Right?
And everybody's a little bit tight, right? The only business in this world is rip and tear the material world for monetary gain, feed one another to loan sharks, and drag one another before those fucking book-learned fucking authorities start happening.
What are you doing, Steve?
I need to get these on the ground, man.
Charlie, can I help you?
Hey, Charlie, could you help Steve get these in the ground, man? I don't know what he's doing. What is he doing?
Look, he's on the ground.
Hey, Charlie, what do you think of it all, man? What do you think of it all? Yeah, what do you think about it all, man?
Going to be interesting. Smash these down.
What's he gonna say? What's he doing? Why is he getting...
I guess we're all kind of vulnerable. We're more vulnerable than we like to think, I think.
Pardon me?
See, we're more vulnerable than we think.
Yes.
I think that
Let's smash it down with this.
no, it's I can actually push them in. Do you think so? Yeah.
All right.
David, what are you doing, David Shabbat?
Always a hell.
What are you doing? You're conspiring to help this gentleman get nude.
I think finds the face.
David, the body's beautiful, David. We can't go showing the body off. David, it's beautiful. David, body's beautiful, isn't it?
You know it is.
Yeah.
Some of them are.
Yeah?
Not all of them. Some of their bodies are clothed in bullshit. So maybe we can strip off some of the bullshit.
Over here, if you guys want to move.
Civic arrested.
The song's called Toe the Line. It's written and performed by White Rock Noise, but my other friends had to work, unfortunately. What happened to that romantic old belief that a journalist died for freedom of speech? Stick out your neck and you can't keep your job. That's why the journalist of old is an unemployed slob. Reality, son, is hard to reconcile. You better learn to cry like a crocodile. Think independently, but
You're under citizen's arrest. You're under citizen's arrest by law. This is inappropriate business. Just wait a minute. I don't agree with it that this is a way to make public statements. And
Get out of my way. Over here, sir. Can I talk to you over here?
just let me. The way to do things.
Arrest me, arrest me. having a job. No one gets mad, they just don't hire you. But if you need money for a color TV, then you better not say that you don't feel free. You had the right to sing? Yeah. I'm informed.
Is this your
if you
stuff?
weren't free, I'd read about it in the newspaper. Yes, I would after I'm done singing.
Excellent.
So at the station will be fine. Yeah. All right, back up the song. I'm almost done. Pop. That'd be cool. Somebody grab my guitar. It'd be great.
I'll grab your guitar.
Laws work better than money to enforce. Money works better than laws to enforce. Unemployers will, or society. What's the juvenile drug? Money works better than laws to enforce. Unemployers will, or society's force. If my job pays well enough to pay my bill, if I don't lose it or go into jail, laws can be broken easier than will. Last thing you don't need money for to get your fill is suffering the consequences of the things you do. It's the price you pay to keep your weird point of view. If that's the way it is, if that's the way it is, that's what I'll do. You can arrest me, it's all I can do. Arrest me, I won't arrest you. I'm sorry, arrest me for wasting our time. Arrest me, you always take the line. Don't worry, you don't have to help till mine. Don't worry, I don't expect you to walk the line. Boom, 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 boom.
Keep your eyes closed, Steve. Keep your eyes closed.
Yeah, please, yes.
For
Everything. For always. I know. People and why they're here. You just want to know what they thought, what happened. Everyone here.
Probably not. It was just a misdemeanor.
What did you think about what happened?
I thought it was great.
I thought it was
It was great.
Yeah?
Yeah, it was
That's it?
alright. What more can you say? You know, it's pretty self-explanatory.
Yeah. Anything else?
Great reviews, though. Funny.
What did you think, Maddie?
I think it's not gonna do anything, and I think there's no purpose in it either. So
Exactly.
I think
Comedy.
That's the beauty of it.
I think it's a bunch of young people want to have a good time and don't know what to do, right?
Yeah.
Don't know what to do to have a real time, good time, real good time. But anyway, it's pretty sad because it's pretty short. It doesn't do anything, and it's like it's totally
Now
ridiculous.
he's arrested. Yeah.
It's pathetic. It's like all the cars going over the place.
So no one's not allowed to do nothing. No naked, no cars, nothing. Gotta make sure you're not saying yourself.
But then I just see these stop cars. Hibernia, I want to shut it down. I want to shut down Hibernia, right? $10 billion when it finally goes in on stream in '97. If you given me $10 billion, I would have built wave machines along the 10,000 miles of coastline. The world is a machine. The greatest thing you can do to the machine is the oil. Even though Hibernia's happening, even though Saudi Arabia has all the oil we'll ever need. Everyone's telling us stop cutting trees because of the air filters of the earth, right? But we continue making phone books for Los Angeles. We continue cutting down 1,000-year-old trees for lottery tickets. Right? Everyone's saying the ozone layer is frigged, right? The world is heating up because there's icebergs now floating off the coast of Newfoundland. It's the worst it's ever been in the history of recorded time. That's because the sun is breaking up.
Please, you're not blocking the driveway here. Thanks.
I just see all the. I just
Got
see
enough
all,
room?
I see all this in action. Oh, I see a little bit of action, but it's just doing this blue box program. Not doing this thing. And I feel the sun getting hotter. It is.
Oh, there's no doubt.
It scares the shit out of me.
It scares me too.
But I see all this wasted energy doing these stupid little jobs that are just going the earth. This is not.
Well, I don't disagree with you by any means. I just thought the old guy there was.
I know his name is John. He's helped us put together a documentary on bank actions. 30 years ago, he started writing. He's been learning about money. How it's,
Might be a couple hours.
the way money is corrupt. Money is evil. What do people do for money? They make a vulture puke. Right? In a way, it's kind of we're all separate. But in a way, we have to join our energies. Can you imagine if me and you totally agreed on something?
Oh yeah, you need.
Focused our energies on just trying to do this. It's just good and true.
Yeah.
Powerful. Look how powerful.
Well, no, because he's protesting the arrest in the last protest.
Each and else
He thought it was unlawful.
And like,
So he wants to come down here and read a sign that said without a
we're all
right
together,
to
but we're
restrict
still all
without
separate.
choice.
We're always
And that's basically his point. He's
our energies are
we don't have a choice.
just a little bit of each of our
So
energies are together.
he's choosing to be arrested. Because at the protest, people were arrested when they didn't have a choice.
Yeah, I know.
Me and Dave
Wanted to be
Schmidt
arrested,
started
didn't get
alternative
arrested.
media.
And so it's just a big farce.
Yeah, but then again, it's still like the same
It's a personal thing. I think that's important
for him.
for him, and that's what everyone should be doing. Is you do what feels right for you, and then if everyone does that, I have a feeling, I have faith in
And I
humanity.
feel bad about being so blunt. Like, well, what are you doing about it?
It'll work out.
We all have to do a little
That's
bit.
how we'll change things. Is everyone doing what they feel is right,
Sure,
and awareness.
sure.
That's
For
what
our
this is
own, action, taking responsibility for our own action, definitely. But there's a common thing too now.
Yeah, well, you can choose to join that, and that's probably what will happen. People will have common ideas. Yeah, they will want to work together. But it's an
I don't know what
individual
to say,
person's
but I want to.
No, I'm just being
Yeah. Where are you from? You from here?
I'm from Horsefly, BC.
Horsefly. Right on.
Yeah.
I'm from Corner Brook, Newfoundland.
What? Cornerbrook?
Corner Brook, Newfoundland. Hi, Mom. Everything's all right. Look, take the money out of the bank, put it in the mattress. Quick, it's all coming down. Lord Jesus, boy, what are we going to do? No, we got a quarter when everything's okay.
Steve, if you're watching, we're coming to break you up.
The batteries are gone.
Hi there, Steve. So listen, so what happened?
They charged me with indecent exposure, and a whole bunch of them all came to poke their heads in through the window to see who I was, who this jerk was, who was taunting them. But other than that, they were very nice.
So what do you think about it?
It was pretty low-key. I'd like to do something with the pictures and the film we have and the music and make something that I can show the people.
Go ahead.
I got nothing to say.
Yeah, it's quite awesome though that, you know, you can take a picture, like a memory like that in picture. I mean, it covers the action. That was the action, right?
Sort of.
The thing is,
It's too bad you couldn't take them inside the
can I
police
send a
station with
copy
you and
of
an
the
interesting
ride?
talk about freedom of speech inside.
Can I send a copy, get the address of your grandfather and send a raw copy of it to him?
Actually.
Oh, yeah, he fucking, I guess I'll have to resurrect him or he'll be turned over in the fucking grave or something.
Do you think John approves of your action, the guy behind you
I
there?
don't think so, no. I think he thinks that I'm a saucy whippersnapper.
He
doesn't respect his elders.
I think, you're a troublemaker rather than a peacemaker, Right. We're going to bring this fucking thing to a peaceful conclusion. That's everybody. The fucking police, the fucking bankers, and everybody else.
I think it's just a different
tradition. They're going to fucking change around,
Just a different tradition. Some people, sense of humor is more important than anything else, so people don't lose their
well, I like to leave them laughing too. Right. I mean,
so what do you think of that action? Like, what do you
think? Get off on fucking human fucking
suffering. I mean, it's going to change your life.
What's that?
It's going to change your life.
Well, I hope I don't get beat up.
Generation.
I don't think I will.
No, I don't see any reason why that should happen, but I mean, we are getting...
Well, now with the film, the more film you have and stuff, the safer you are. Usually.
Good for
or
what?
at least the more film and stuff like that you have, the safer you are.
Yeah.
Because they know that you're a loud mouth. They don't want to give you more ammunition.
So what do you think of the system though, that we're living in?
I just pretty much don't think about that much anymore. It's a bunch of garbage. I don't really respect it very much. It's just a bureaucracy though, so I try to act as an individual to fulfill my individual need. I usually try not to even talk about it that much rhetorically because it's a pain in the ass and makes you feel like you're in church.
Yeah, but something's got to happen though.
Well, I think things are happening. I'm able to feel better about who I am and more independent, even with my job and stuff, more secure with where I work and being able to use my job
properly interdependent.
as well. So that
even a competent person like myself can't be fucking independent.
I know, but I'm not. I've got a lot of independent friends, quote unquote, that are pretty cool. So I mean, it's all.
Are
just
they really
words.
independent though? I mean, is it?
Well, it's all just words, right?
Right.
What we mean is independent from official membership in any large groups at all.
Yeah.
We don't like that very much.
Well,
don't trust large groups.
You're a member of the whole the human race, whether you fucking like it or not. You can't divorce it.
Yeah, but you don't have to be anything you don't want to be. You got the power to have perception of
the
who
thing
you
is,
are.
that's the trouble. There was 19,000 generations of fucking mindfuck trying to convince people they can be something they're not.
Yeah.
Do you think we have the power to change the tide, sort of?
I think it all, in every generation, personally, I think it fucks up and it gets better, and some people improve it, and some people make it worse, and it just happens all the time.
We're kind of in serious trouble now.
Well, yeah, but they've always been in serious trouble in their own perspectives. If you were an Indian, you were in serious, serious trouble 250 years ago when they came and changed and started changing it. And the only thing is, nobody else thought they were in trouble because they weren't Indians. But the Indians knew that them as a nation, it might as well have been 1995 for apocalypse. To them, it was even worse back then because they were openly slaughtering them because there wasn't the awareness. So I think always at different times there is that struggle where you're feeling you're going to get choked. I'd rather choke a doobie, try to gain some perspective, and figure out how to be what I want to do, regardless of the shit.
Yeah. In my gene bank, there's been all kinds of cultures overrun by other cultures and went into the deal. But the thing is, the conservative values that stand the test of time. Okay, you know. And
I don't like conservative stuff much myself.
No, but the thing is, I'm talking about the conservative values that put the joy in living. I'm not allowed to fucking touch them because the conservative politicians in church say that they're the custodian of them, and I can't touch them until I fucking die in another fucking universe some fucking place. Okay? You know? And it's all been eroded away by, you know, conservative governments. You know, flying the flag of conservatism. You know, but they fucking threw out the baby and kept the fucking stupid fucking dirty bathwater.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a weird place. See, I look at it more like taking acid, and you come down off acid and figure out how are you going to reconcile your church with the world.
That's your fucking trouble, that fucking electric fucking Kool-Aid.
Everything is...
I fucking thought you were fucking wiser than fucking God because you were fucking seeing fucking lights and and all those fucking fairy tales and fucking pretending make-believe and nonsense.
May break my bones.
Fun had been put in your fucking box.
Derogatory language will never hurt me. Sticks and stones, man.
Boy, oh boy.
I'm proud of my chips.
But the sacramental wines of the...
Perfectly.
Yeah. I just figured that you should have been there when they arrested the people for speaking there, man.
No, I wouldn't want to because I'd be.
But that's what I mean. But yeah, they were harsh. It was harsh. That's kind of why I wanted to do it. That's why I was happy I did it.
I didn't think that was harsh.
So.
It was you were making a statement for them.
Yeah, I thought that
You
the
thought that was
protesters who were
harsh?
arrested in the park. I don't, man. I'm just talking about this
Well, you know,
incident
I
was
mean,
a
you
really
have-
rotten thing, man.
Have
That's
you,
all
you
I'm
ever
saying.
you ever seen people being fucking beaten? They're fucking all their
Stand up,
fucking teeth
guy.
fucking knocked
Stand
out?
up for your
I
rights.
There's a fucking guy that's still fucking living that can tell you about how harsh the treatment was for fucking speaking out in 1938.
Well, I think then we should stop it right now before it slides and gets that back again.
That's why we shouldn't fucking go and fucking beat them with fucking nonsense.
I like a protest of the absurd. I think the Buddhist monks who used to self-immolate themselves were like that, and I really found what they did was really weird, but it made me think about something I never ever would have thought of if it wasn't for the fact that I heard these guys lit themselves on fire and killed themselves to protest things. That was pretty
Well, apparently he martyred did they martyr themselves for 2 and 4 a bunch of fucking jerks?
Maybe. Depends how cool their friends were.
So you weren't part of the Mayday Collective?
No. That stuff is the earnest direct solutions aren't really my cup of tea because I don't like large organizations, so I don't usually work with groups like that very well. But I thought that the arrests on them was ridiculous.
And you haven't seen the tape yet, have you?
No.
The speed with which I threw the on the stolen bicycle over about. Second thing was the business that all the time I was being questioned had no bicycle. Never had one and everything. I got a bicycle clip.
No one ever looked at that?
Nobody.
So you never had to do any time for your bicycles at this thing?
No, well, I got a lesson for life, actually. I was really scared in juvenile court. My mother made a pretty good plea on behalf of me not having the money, or she not having the money for me to do a lot of things that boys my age did. And so I got a suspended sentence. I wasn't, the charge wasn't thrown out. I was convicted and got a suspended sentence. But I'll tell you, I was so scared that I think that helped keep me pretty honest for the rest of my life.
I just wanted to ask one more question about the poverty, because you really were poor as a teenager. You're 14, you're sharing a single room in Winnipeg with your mother, your brother, and your sister, and you write about that. There's no bitterness to it.
No, well, my brother and sister and I guess my mother too, if we ever talked about it, we've never felt bitterness. We have never felt bitterness. I mean, we go from there to my brother became assistant to the president of Chrysler back when they were successfully borrowing money to keep afloat 10 or 15 years ago. He was PR manager. And, I mean, he had a really good career. My sister had a good career in music and in the north, adjudicating festivals, and got a beautiful contralto voice. But we have, at least I knew I had no psychic scars, unless a psychiatrist might come along and say, the fact that you talk so slowly and sometimes fumble for a word, you're full of psychic scars. But I mean, you and I, we've survived while fumbling a little once in a while.
I talk faster than you. Well, everybody talks faster than you, but I stumble for words all the time. Now, I want to know about the Free Press and the Snake Room at the the Winnipeg Free Press. Did you make this up?
Oh no, that was great. See, when I started writing...
You were a copy boy when you started.
Well, I was a copy boy when I started at the Free Press, but that only lasted about 5 weeks, and then I used to go out on my days off and find a story and write it. And I did that 1 week, and the next week they moved me to the sports department. And so I was I wasn't a copy boy, I was a junior, the most junior man in the sports department. But the other guys, as soon as they found that I could operate, helping them out if they drank too much or something like that, they tended to lean on me quite a bit. And, you know, bowling alley proprietors would come up with a bottle of whiskey, and they'd all go in what we used to call the snake room. It was a sort of a cubby hole in the Canadian Press quarters on the same floor as the Winnipeg Free Press, and it was used for storing paper and that kind of thing. And if somebody came in, was starting a softball league or playoffs were coming up and they wanted publicity, they'd always bring some booze up for the sports boys, as they used to call us. And everybody would repair to the snake room except me. I'd be left writing guys' columns for them and learning the business, you know. And anyway, the snake room used to amuse me. The business of the guy telling me what raw whiskey did to my stomach. And he went across the street and bought a steak sandwich, and they didn't even give him a discount because he didn't have it cooked. He brought it back and he put it on a piece of clean white paper and poured some rye whiskey on it, and it all sort of writhed and turned brown, you know. He said, that's what happens to your stomach when you drink whiskey without water, as we were all doing, of course. And
do you think we all really drank as much as we say we did when we were young newspaper guys? Well, are we all telling lies now that we're older? Because how did we ever get the damn papers out? You know?
Well, I think maybe we didn't drink as much as we thought we did, but I think we drank more than we thought we did, but we're able to handle it better.
After you and Rafi married, you moved to Toronto and you worked for Canadian Press. Was that different than the Free Press? Was it?
Oh yeah, it was very different because it was a much more orderly thing. At the Free Press, I was learning the ropes of makeup and covering for guys like Clem Shields, who sometimes drank too much, or Cam McKenzie, who talked slower than I did. The guy in the side louth in the newsroom once said what he would like to see is an argument between me and Cam McKenzie. Cam wound up as managing editor, I think, of the Saskatoon Star-Phoenix.
You know the story I didn't know at all, and this is a real gap in my memory, my knowledge, because this is you working for CP, and you really distinguished yourself by scooping all the individual papers that they escaped German prisoners in Antler, Ontario. That's a hell of a yarn.
It is, and I'm amused today remembering how I self-promoted myself because of that story, you know. I mean, I wasn't about to do some fantastic newspaper job and let the world just not know about it. And one of the favorite events of my life was when Charlie Bruce, the father of some friends of both of us, he was running CP at that time because Gil
also a marvelous poet.
And novelist.
And novelist,
but he when I did, this was early in the search, and I was doing okay, and he sent me this message after one particular story, a funeral of some German prisoners who'd been shot. He sent me a message and said, did I want some help? Should he send another reporter? Something like that. And I replied something like, the Star's just added 2 or 3 men, and the Winnipeg Free Press is here, and I added 2 or 3 more opposition people who had come in, and I wound it up by saying, but I do not feel outnumbered. And Charlie sent the message back, struggle manfully on. I've loved
struggling
that.
manfully included listening to conversations down
yeah, well, that was pretty good. Well, you see, if a guy, there's a saying today, what goes around comes around, which I don't understand, but I remember one time Doug McFarlane trying to talk me out of taking a room at the Heron Bay Hotel because he said they didn't have any rooms. And he was working at the Star, and by that time, the Star would like me off the face of the earth or far enough away that I wasn't a thorn in their side. So he said, look, this is the wrong place. Let's catch the next freight train, which was coming through in 10 minutes, and go back to Antler. Yeah. And anyway, there's no rooms in the hotel, so I went over, and there were 2 rooms in the hotel, and I rented them both. And if McFarlane had decided he wanted to stay, he would have had to rent a room from me. But as I tell in this book, it was really funny. You know, old buildings of that time had stovepipes that ran through rooms and helped heat them, and then they were taken out. And the bedroom I had was right above the sort of lounge in this hotel, and it had been a stovepipe hole. And I would lie there in my stomach while everybody thought I was asleep, and army officers and searchers and other, you know, diplomats and so on would be thrashing away downstairs, and I'd be making notes or remembering things, and it helped me cover the escape a good deal.
We've only got you into your 20s in a book that covers a writer's life. You've got to learn to talk faster, Scott, if we're going to get interviewed. Tell me this, though. This is a serious question about many of them. You quit the Globe twice, and the second time, you quit over an issue that many other people share your views on. Maybe not everyone. It's the use of anonymous quotes to attack a guy, in their case, Punch Imlach, who was a friend of yours as well. But you said you were very vocal about it at the time. I still see it going on. I still see it going on. Do you?
Well, I have
quotes and unattributed quotes.
Stevie Cameron's book is the most recent focus of people who oppose unattributed quotes being used as proof in anything. And I guess I won't read her book, and she won't read mine if this is the case. I had big battles with people. And in fact, to me, the unattributed quote represented the whole newspaper business at that time. When I quit the Globe over that business, Dick Doyle phoned me, and we must have talked for about 2 hours. We were pretty good friends as well as boss and slave. And he said rather bitterly, he said,